Junior Jewels, I'm Carly.
And I'm Jess, and we are the hosts of Typical Tuesday Night,
a Taylor Swift podcast.
Hello, and welcome back to the Typical Tuesday Night podcast. I'm Jess.
And I'm Carly.
And we're excited to have you here back on the podcast today. Hopefully Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or whenever you listen.
Whatever works.
Is the highlight of your week.
I know. I was thinking, though, the other day, because honestly, anytime You Belong With Me comes on now, like I already just like loved that song, but every time it was like Typical Tuesday Night. And I was thinking, like, I'm so glad we named our podcast that. But then I started thinking, like, I wonder how many people listen on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And like just how cool that is.
I know.
So if you're listening on Tuesday, comment below so we know.
And honestly, as a moment of education, if you're a newer Swiftie and you have no idea where our name comes from.
That's true.
Our name comes from the song You Belong With Me, which is an OG big song. Has our hearts.
It really does.
Takes us back to the early days.
Takes me back to high school when I would just blast that song in the car.
Yes.
Because
so fun.
This boy just liked somebody else, didn't like me. And Taylor understood.
She wore short skirts. I wore t-shirts. She's cheer captain. I'm on the bleachers.
Just dreaming about the day. Okay, we can stop. Anyway, just a reminder, if you guys have not listened or watched last week's episode, it was our predictions episode, one of our favorites.
Yes.
And I always think it's fun to just like predict what's happening. Mm-hmm. And I love hearing other people's predictions.
Yes.
So you'll have to go listen. Tell us if there's any that you think we may be right about, or if you're just like, you guys are way off.
Yeah.
I want to hear it too. Or, leave us your prediction. But if you haven't listened to that, make sure to check that out too.
Yes.
And then, I totally just hit that mic. I'm going to read a review. Let me pull it up. Okay, so this one is from Loves to Cookin' GR from Apple. So thank you. And they just said, Jess and Carly have such a fun. Oh my goodness. I feel like it's already like I'm already just
you guys
really
we're on camera and sometimes we get nervous. Okay.
It's true.
So you're welcome.
Well, here we go. Okay, I'm going to restart this, you guys. Okay, Jess and Carly have such a fun podcast vibe. The episodes are really well researched and I'm always learning more, but it's still light and fun. Great for any level of Swiftie. And I saw that and I was like, yes. Because like we've talked about that. We wanted to be a podcast that was educational for everybody.
Yes.
The people that are like newer Swifties or maybe took a break at a certain era and they like want to know all the stuff now. But also the people like us who have been here for forever. Mm-hmm. It's so fun how many moments I'm like, I didn't know that.
Yeah. We learned
or even I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And so it's like so fun. So I love when people just they get that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, we're doing it right.
Yes,
okay.
That was totally a goal of ours. So it's so fun to hear that is actually happening.
Yeah. And then if you haven't left us a review yet, you can do that on Apple or Spotify. Spotify, you just have to comment, or you can always comment on YouTube. Mm-hmm. But we like to pick one every week. So maybe yours will be next.
Yes.
Who knows?
Okay. So we are still not over the fact that the Eras tour is over. We're so sad about it.
It's weird.
Yeah.
And honestly, today, I feel like normally our Taylor Swift group chat is like fire. It's like constantly going.
It's been
and I feel like the last like couple days, granted, like Taylor hasn't done a whole lot. So like there hasn't been like a whole lot to talk about. But I was thinking about it today when like we had 2 people send in something to like talk about. And I was like, I remember when I would like text these people multiple times a week.
Yeah.
For multiple hours.
Yes.
Just about what was happening on the Eras tour.
I know. It
really like kind of made me sad.
It feels really like dead, right?
I know. But I was like, oh, thank you, Taylor. Like bringing people together.
I know. It was a good almost 2 years and we're so grateful. But we miss it so much. We decided we were going to do an Errors tour episode today for you, which we're so excited about. Yeah. Let's relive some of the honestly hilarious Errors tour moments. If you don't know what that means, basically, obviously it's a 3.5 hour show. She played 152 shows. something is bound to go wrong.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm surprised more didn't go wrong. I wonder if there is more that went on behind the scenes that we don't even have any idea about.
I'm sure.
But we are going to go through some of the like biggest, most like prominent errors tour moments where things might have malfunctioned or Taylor might have messed up or, you know, bugs flying into your mouth.
All the things. Still gets me. Yeah.
Yes. And it was so funny because when I started to like research and like look up all the moments, there was this article I was reading and I just really loved what they said. And so I had to put it in here. They said, Taylor Swift may be a billionaire, but she's still a relatable queen. And I'm like, that
for real
is so perfect.
Yes. Like, honestly, that should be the title of this episode.
Seriously.
Our relatable queen.
Our relatable queen.
There you go. Perfect.
Seriously.
I'm doing it.
So, yeah, we are going to just jump right in and go through.
Yeah, let's go. The first one that I wanted to talk about this was a while ago, and I've kind of forgotten about this, but her first surprise song dresses were the ones that had like the sleeve that kind of came down and like the way you had to put it on was kind of weird.
Yeah, because it had like a strap here
and down, right?
Top of your shoulder and that like dangled.
Yeah. Like off.
Shoulder.
Yeah. And I feel like anytime you have like an outfit where the sleeve is kind of weird like that.
Yeah.
Or there's like a break in the sleeve. It's like, what am I doing? Like, this is so hard to put on. And I mean, you think about it, she's changing in the dark.
Yeah.
And so fast.
So fast. I think especially the surprise song dress was like a really fast change.
Yeah, because some of them you could see that like she had some time. There'd be like some dancers doing something or like the red box or like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was so fast.
It's a fast transition.
And I'm sure she got quicker. And so like with these first surprise song dresses, I'm sure even more she was like not used to it. And the start of doing anything, you're a little more like, must do this.
I know.
Well, one of those dresses caused her issues like multiple times.
Yeah.
Like, poor girl. But one of the first times that it happened was in Nashville. And I just like love what she said. She said, just pretend you don't see that. We're changing clothes in the dark. You know, like we're not going to get it right every time. And that's what I love about her and why she feels so relatable, because she just owns it.
She acknowledges it.
Yeah.
And she'd just be like, yeah, whatever. I put it on wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. No, and she totally could have, or like played it off like no big deal. And honestly, some of these errors that we're going to talk about, I may not have even noticed if she hadn't have said something.
Yeah.
But it makes her feel so much more relatable and so much more fun. I'm like, what a good moment.
Seriously.
And also, like, I'm glad I'm not the only one that messes up in life all the time.
And she has plenty of these moments we're going to share. She continues to perform through them. And it really shows her professionalism as well.
Yeah.
And I love seeing like both sides of that. Like the times where she does have an opportunity to kind of like poke fun at herself or like or whatever, and then the other times where she's like in mid-song,
like I need to do the rest of this performance.
Mid-song, she's not gonna like stop the performance. She's gonna keep going, do what she can, and it's so awesome.
She's so good. Another one of those same dresses. Well, during her folklore set dress, it would like get tangled in the wind and stuff. I don't really remember that.
Yeah.
I'm sure I was just like, yeah, whatever. Like,
and she's frolicking and it's flowing. It just like doesn't, flow
the right way.
The wind is against you.
And then this is another one that I do not remember.
You don't?
No. Or maybe I'm sure I saw it and I've just like totally forgotten about it because it's been 2 years, which is crazy. I'm sure that I have. I'm sure there's a picture. We'll have to find one and you can like post it on.
Oh, there is.
You're like, no, for real. There definitely is. And I can't believe you don't remember this. But when she performed Willow in Philly, she ended up trapping herself in her green cloak and completely covered her face.
Yeah.
I'm so mad. Why do I not remember this?
This is such a big Errors Tour moment. I don't know if you guys know.
Now I feel even more like sad.
That's stupid. At the end of the Eras Tour movie, when it's doing the credits, and it shows like scenes of fans, it shows like some Eras Tour moments, and that's
one of them.
It shows.
So I've clearly seen this.
The cloak thing literally just totally goes like over her head, and she's just like crept in it. It's so funny.
Okay, yeah. I need to go re-look that up.
Yes. Oh, it's so good.
I feel like I don't feel like a Swiftie right now.
Oh,
I still am, though.
There's so many moments in between. That happened pretty early on in the tour. So another one that I feel like happened pretty early on in the tour. I mean, she had a couple of like hair mishaps. But specifically there was one that is just so standout to me, was during Champagne Problems, because she had like a full-on conversation with her hair. Like putting it in its place. So she's performing Champagne Problems in Denver. I'm actually curious. We had a friend in our Taylor Swift group chat go to the Denver show. I wonder if this happened at her show or if it was at the other one. But cool. She had a stern talking to with her hair. And she said, "Excuse me, this is unacceptable. There are 73,000 people here." Because I think the wind, like, it just kept like blowing in her mouth or face something. Yeah, and she's just like, "No, this is not like, okay."
She's so cute.
I know.
Like, that's so cute.
And then this one was, the videos of this are so good. So in Cincinnati, when they were it was the Fearless era, her hair got like stuck in one of her backup singers' eyelashes. Do you remember this? It was the weirdest thing.
Because I'm like, how does that even happen?
I think it was when they were doing their little like kick line thing they do like right at the end where they're like being all cute. Yeah. And her hair is just like literally sitting in her eyelashes, but their arms are around each other. It's like neither of them can really like do anything about it. And it is so funny.
Okay, yeah, I need to see that one too.
She's like, "Sorry, I'm sorry." Well, she's like, when she eventually like
brushes trying to get it out.
It was there for like a significant amount of time.
And that was it a backup singer? Yeah, backup singer. She is not fixing it.
No.
Like, I am not breaking, like, not that she's a character, but like I'm not doing anything. I'm
just like, we
need
to
do what I'm supposed to do, be very, very professional. I am next to Taylor Swift right now.
Yeah. Well, and I think that was another funny component of it, was like, I think Taylor was like a little unaware of it. But obviously the backup singer
had to be very
totally
aware of it.
So it was super funny.
That is funny. Yes. One of my favorite moments though were all the bugs.
Yes.
All the bugs. Because it's like so funny, like the way she reacted with all of it. Again, very relatable. But also like so gross.
Yes,
like,
so gross.
But I'm also surprised it didn't happen more.
And maybe
because like they're just like and we didn't know.
But
because so like one of the first ones, so in Chicago, the Evermore era, she swallowed a bug. And I loved it because that's when she like just started coughing like uncontrollably. And she finally like told the audience, she's like, "I swallowed a bug. Like, I'm so sorry." It's like, I shouldn't be coughing right now, but like I swallowed a bug. Like almost like apologizing to us. Like, no, we should be like sorry for you for swallowing a bug. And then like all the fans like started laughing and stuff. And then she just goes, "Is there any chance that none of you saw that? It's fine. I've swallowed it." Just like, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Oh my gosh.
It's so and then another time with the bugs. Or no, this one's not the bugs. This one was during Lover. She just like almost just like lost her voice for a second. It was like super weird. And she said, when you're not sick, a bug didn't fly into your throat. Like, she didn't even have that excuse anymore. And you just go to talk and it doesn't work. She's like, "It's over now. It's over now. It's fine." That would be so weird.
Well, and it's funny with that one too, is she like, that's one she could have totally gotten away with just not saying anything. Yeah. Like, try to say something and then like try it again and it worked or whatever. But
it wasn't very long. Like, and when that happens, like I know exactly what she's talking about. You're like, okay, and then like you're able to get it out. Yeah. But that's funny. And then the other one that I feel like is really iconic is the All Too Well one. And that was her third show at Wembley Stadium. June 2024, and she swallowed another bug. Poor girl. And in the video like posted online, you could see her like she stopped singing as she's coughing, and she's like, "I swallowed a bug. Can you guys sing?" And then like the crowd, they were all for it. Like,
just
like,
kept
"Yes,
singing.
I've got you. We've got you, Taylor." But that would be like, see, I love these moments because that would be such a fun memory to be there
for sure.
To be like, yeah, you want to hear Taylor. But if Taylor was like, you guys, I need your help. Will you sing all too well? I'd be like, yes. I'm here for you, Taylor. Yes. I've got you.
Whether you're singing or not, I guess. I am here. That was so funny. There was another really funny moment that I had forgotten about, but then when I was researching, I remembered.
Oh, yes.
So in Tokyo, when she was doing the vigilante shit dance,
I know this. Yes,
her chair did not get placed in the right spot, and for her, it's everything. I mean, again, I can't believe more mishaps didn't happen, honestly, because there are so many things that have to go just right. And this is one of those moments where it didn't. So her chair that she uses for that dance did not get placed in the exact right spot. And so she's basically going in blind, just trusting that it's there. And it wasn't where it was supposed to be. And she went to grab it, but couldn't find it, and then eventually did. And it was so funny because someone on X that posted a video was I just know all 34 years of her life flashed before her eyes in 0.13 seconds as she steadied herself with her free hand on the chair, oh my gosh,
where is it? Well, especially when she's been doing it for so long, she's probably even more casual about making sure it's there. She's oh, it's always been there. I know where it is. I know where my mark is. I know where the chair's mark is. And you just you have to trust the people. And then nope. I bet whoever had to set that felt really bad.
Can you imagine if she would have full on fell on her butt?
Oh, that would have been honestly. Is it bad to be that'd be really funny?
So I mean, she would have thought it was funny. Yeah, it would have been funny to see how she
handled it. Yeah, especially in that song and the dance and just everything that comes with that. So good. I also did not remember this one.
Okay.
But this one, you're
because we will definitely show a picture of this one.
So in the Reputation set in Mexico City, fans noticed that there was some static electricity in the air, and Taylor's hair was sticking straight up in its ends. And it was funny. They were saying that some Swifties joked. Did you have a picture?
I'm just gonna show it.
Okay, to you, perfect. So some Swifties joked about her gravity-defying flyaways, and then other people were like, "Oh no, is this a bad omen? Or is lightning coming to strike?" And
which so during Reputation would be great.
Some of these I'm I'm sure I've seen pictures.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to open because it's pulling up a video.
Oh,
but here's just a picture of the video.
Oh my gosh. I think I do actually remember
so funny.
That. Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, you've got to put
I know, we will. It's so funny.
Honestly, her hair, it was so funny to watch, especially on nights with the humidity too, and just see it so good, and then just by the end of the night, just a curly mess. But again, so relatable.
Yes.
Because honestly, her hair looked better by the end than mine would have. Yes. Mine would have been a huge mess.
It was funny because I just showed a friend who isn't really a Swiftie, but trying to make her a Swiftie. She hadn't watched the Eras tour, so we were showing her. I think we got through up until midnight. And then it was too late. We had to go home. But it was funny because I was saying man, Taylor's hair at the beginning in the movie during the Lover set, I'm just this. I think this is my favorite hair she's ever had as far as color and style, and it just looks so good.
It does.
So I was making that comment, and then my friend that isn't really a Swiftie was doesn't she have super curly hair? I was oh, just you wait. just watch
it's
the
coming.
Transformation. And then
you really should have just done it backwards.
Yeah.
So ended with Fearless debut, Speak Now, and just embrace at that point. Gone backstage and scrunched it a little bit.
Yeah. So oh man. So some other Eras tour moments. The dive.
Oh yes.
The iconic stage dive that Carly and I were lucky enough. We're going to be claiming this our whole lives, but we saw the very first one ever. And I have never been more shocked.
No. Literally.
In the moment, just
never would have guessed that.
What just happened?
Yeah.
And honestly couldn't even process it because it was just like, oh my gosh, what just happened?
Because we had been standing watching the most amazing thing we've ever seen for 3.5 hours at that point.
Yes. So, her iconic dive she does after the surprise song acoustic set, she had at least 2 mishaps. The first one was she like went to dive in, but again, the stage failed her and it did not open. It did not open, and she is just standing there, and she literally looked at the floor and yelled, "The fuck?" at the floor, because she's like, especially that one is tricky because
so good.
She's supposed to dive, and then it like simulates a video that like shows her swimming, and like, so the sound effects still happened of the dive, and but there was nowhere to jump, and then eventually it opened and she just like jumped in. But like at first she's just like, where am I supposed to go? And that the stage not opening happened a few times, and one that I remember specifically was with a guest, and I'm trying to remember who it was. Do you remember which guest? Was it Paramore? Like couldn't find where she was supposed to like drop under the
I think
stage.
it was Paramore.
I think it was Paramore after she wore that like purple dress.
Yes.
And they sang.
Yes.
Apples crumbling.
Yep.
So
I was trying to think of like everybody else coming and going. They had to like walk a long ways because that's like where they came.
Yeah.
I think it was Paramore.
Yeah. Which is funny because she, like, of anyone, is like pretty familiar with the stage.
Yeah.
But, oh man, so funny. And then this one, honestly, it's kind of funny when you watch the video, but honestly, it's kind of terrifying. Do you remember this? When she slipped in Miami?
I don't think so.
Miami night 1.
I feel like I didn't watch any of the Eras tour. Like we're talking about this. I'm like, did I ever watch this Eras tour?
I mean, a lot of these I didn't see live, but you know, they're all over TikTok.
I know, but like, did I? Where have I been?
You did have a baby, so
that's
you know.
True. But this was Miami.
Which is after.
I was back to watching by then.
Yeah. So it had been raining.
Okay.
Miami night 1. It had been raining. She plays the acoustic set. She goes to dive, and the stage was wet. And honestly, all the other rain shows, I was pretty surprised that nothing like this happened. At least that we saw.
Yeah.
It was terrifying. Because she plants her, when she dives, she plants her feet, and then she pushes off her feet and dives in.
Remember this.
And when she pushed off, her feet kind of slid out from under her. And instead of, usually when she dives, she kind of just, it looks like she probably just like belly flops on whatever she's landing on. But the way she slipped, it like projected her forward. And I really hope that she landed okay, because it kind of looked like she went into a front flip, and you just kind of hope that she like rotated all the way instead of like partially, but it was like kind of scary.
I do remember that now that you're like, oh, I'm like, okay, yes, I do remember seeing that. That was scary.
Yeah,
because like, that's especially in that sense where you are jumping down, like things could go pretty
wrong. Yeah. So I mean, obviously, as far as we know, things were fine. She didn't get like majorly hurt or anything, but when you watch it, you're just like, oh my gosh.
That's right.
Yeah.
I know, it's true. Like when you think about it, there was quite a few rain shows, and even just her like walking around or doing the dance moves, the fact that she didn't fall or get more hurt,
I know,
or get hurt at all, that's pretty crazy.
I know.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick ad break to remind you guys about one of our sponsors, Wally Cases. We both have these phone cases.
Now I
if
have
you're on
one.
YouTube,
as we've said before, Carly's had hers
so
forever.
I know, I've loved it. Okay, but I want to know, like, how long? Or no, you've like used it for a week now.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So how are you liking it?
I love it.
Yeah. I wanted to like hear like your actual thoughts now that you've used it,
because this whole like loop in the back to like hold it kind of like not freehand, but you know what I mean. Like I don't have to like fully grab my phone to pick it up. It has become total second nature, and I love it.
It's so nice.
It feels so secure. Like it's funny because I always thought when I first had kids that I needed a case like this, because I was like, I'm gonna drop my phone all the time, and I haven't gotten one of these till now. And I'm just like,
why
did I wait so long?
Oh, yeah.
I love it so much. I put my like main credit card I use and then my ID in here because I have to use that sometimes. Yeah. But I love it. My only thing is I need a new, I was telling you, with my old case, I had like a magnetic car mount and I love my car mount. Yeah. And this, like the car mount that I have doesn't like work for this case. So that's like my new, luckily I went to their Instagram. Pro tip, if you have a product and you're like, what other products work with this product? Go to their Instagram account. They probably tell you. Of course, I go to their Instagram. They have like a Q&A bubble and people ask like what car mount works best and they linked 2 different car mounts. And so there you go. I'm going to look at them and pick one and order it.
Hey, well, I'm excited. I know because you were like resourceful. Car mount.
I know. I love to Marco Polo in the car. And I prefer it to be mounted. I don't really like to hold it. Yeah. And so I just like now that I am used to it.
Oh, for sure. Like I don't know how you would go back.
I'm just like, I don't know what to do.
Be the awkward me that's just like mine's like on the dash next to me. I'm like, this is so stupid. Sorry to all my friends that I'm talking to. Whatever. But it's so nice. Like I love that the like loop stays flat, so it's not like the loopy. Like I can put it in my back pocket,
like extra bulky.
No, it's not, and that's why I love it. And yeah, like it holds. I think it can hold up to 3 to 4 cards. I also have like my insurance card. I need to take that out, but when I was like pregnant and like going to the hospital a lot, like I had it just in case. But it's nice because you just like have everything that you need right there. And then I also have the magnetic one. So the wallet part comes off and is attached by a little, I don't know, string. I don't want to say string.
I know. I want to say lanyard, and that's not right either.
I don't know. You guys will be able to like
tether.
See it. Yeah, a tether. There you go. And you can like take it off or not. But it's nice because you can wirelessly charge because I can take that off. So that is very nice.
So fun. Okay. Well, you can get a case to match us.
For reals. And it's so fun. We both have like the checkered. I was just thinking that.
There are so many cute checkered options. There are so many cute designs. Yes. And you can match us if you want. And they do have a code for us to give you for 10% off, which is TTN. And it's at wallycases.com. So get yourself a matching case with us.
That'd be so fun. We just need to design our own.
Yes.
Like said, that would be cool.
That would be so fun.
Like a Swifty one?
Yes.
Okay, everybody reach out to them and say
design a Swifty case.
Design a Swifty case with typical
podcast. That would be so fun.
For real. All right, so there's another time when her platform malfunctioned, which this kind of like stage stuff happened a few times too. And that was during her Reputation era in the Cincinnati show. And it like didn't lower her like beneath the stage. Like she was like standing there like after waiting. Yeah. And I love it because she just turned and was just like, okay. And just bolted, like sprinting to the back to get backstage.
This is like if I were to pick a moment that's like the errors tour moment, it's this one. It's so funny. Oh my gosh. Especially because it's unique because there were some cities where Reputation was performed in daylight. Yes. You know, not always, and obviously ones that were covered, it's like dark, but because this was performed in daylight, even if they like turned the lights down, like you could still see her. If she was performing in like an enclosed arena, you would have not even seen this. But because it was daylight, everyone literally just watched her sprint and that goes to show how fast these transitions have to be.
Oh, yeah.
And how fast she has to change.
She knew.
Think about it, how far of a difference it is to be, she probably goes under the stage immediately
and has her stuff. Yeah.
And then it's coming up, and she probably had to like, I don't know, that was like probably
and you think of like the people underneath that probably had her stuff ready to get her. Yeah, it's like, where is she? Yeah. And then they probably realized and they had to probably bolt to the other side.
Because at that point, this is pre-Tortured Poets. So what came after Rep during that time? Speak Now?
No.
It's
Speak Now is before.
Speak Now is right before, because I know she does one it's like they butt up to each other. I just don't remember which side.
I think Speak Now is always first,
It's
and then
before
Rep,
Rep.
and then was it Folklore?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Gosh, that feels like so long ago. It's crazy.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not the one to ask, though. Remember, apparently I never watched. Just kidding. But I also love in this moment, I found out. So Taylor, we've talked about it. She like pokes fun at herself.
Mm-hmm.
So people were obviously like posting this all over social media. And one of the TikTok clips, she commented instead said, "Still Swift AF, boy."
BOI.
Yeah.
Boy. Swift AF.
It's
boy.
so good.
That was
if Taylor
so
commented
funny.
that on my video,
I would die. I would die dead.
Well, okay, yep.
As Taylor Swift says, die dead.
Oh, so cool. I just love that she's just online and like she's reading people's stuff and like, seeing what they say and like wants to be part of the conversation and it's fine to
she didn't have an opportunity to like be like, oh my gosh, the platform didn't go down, but she like came around after the fact. It was like, oh my gosh, you guys, wasn't that so funny?
I love it.
It's so good. So we had Taylor Allison Swift had many mic failures. Many. So just to name a few of them, in Chicago during the Lover era, this was one of my favorites, is when I think she was going to do like her Lover speech that she does at the beginning of like right before she sings Lover. And when she tried to talk into it, like it was like off. And she's like hitting it. And she like holds it up to her and like looks around and she just screams her guts out into it. And like she was like, can you hear that? And like everyone's just like, no, like it's not working. And so she's like shaking it, hitting it as hard as she can, and then eventually
they like brought her a new one,
right? A crew member comes out and just brings her like some random black microphone to use, which is so funny. And then during Lover at another show, this is also a video at the end of the Eras Tour movie as like an Eras Tour moment. It's really funny to watch. Maybe I can put a clip on the YouTube if you want to see. But she like, I think normally like one of her dancers is like holding the microphone for her and then is like gonna hand it to her. And for some reason, like the one behind her was holding it instead of the one in front of her. So when she turned and looked at her, she like didn't have it, and like for like a split second was like so panicked. What? And then like has this moment where she like looks back and sees it and just is like relieved. And then she just like they all like, just like laugh and it's so funny.
Oh, so fun.
And then we had one towards the end of tour, which I'm sure you remember these last two because they're like pretty prominent and more recent. During Tortured Poets, when she's doing But Daddy I Love Him, her mic pack was like messed up and she was like asking the dancers for help and the dancers had to help her. They had to like unzip her dress. This is all while performing. They unzip her dress, fix it, and they barely get it zipped back up before she has to like run down the stage singing Running with my dress unbuttoned, but luckily her dress was not unbuttoned.
It's like obviously you want her to like be zipped up and like all good and feeling, the best.
But the timing.
But man, if she had actually ran with her dress
because
unbuttoned,
she would have.
Oh, she absolutely would have. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that would have been iconic.
So funny. And then shortly, like honestly, these are like pretty close together. This was Indie Night 1. She had more mic pack problems during Lavender Haze, and this is when she like had her dancers tried to help her, couldn't get it figured out, and then I think she like couldn't hear herself was like the issue, and then a crew member ended up coming out, and she is still performing through this whole thing, even like she's like starts to like dance and then remembers like, oh, I can't dance, like someone's on my back like trying to fix this, and they get her all fixed up, and then she like pulls her little t-shirt dress back down and she's just like, thank you, and I love so cute
when she says thank you, especially because like that's a time that like if she hadn't, no, like
she doesn't need to, and people wouldn't even think that she should have.
Yeah.
Because she's in the middle of performing.
Yes.
But saying thank you is like so important to her that
Yes.
she's still gonna like almost not interrupt, but like interrupt her performance to say it.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Oh, I know. I love it.
Yeah.
Also, this one I had kind of forgotten too until I saw it on my list, but when her garter was like messed up. So this was in Tampa, and she realized that her garter was broken during the midnight set while she was singing Antihero. And so she like walked over to her backup singers and like pointed out and like was asking her for help. So like as her team was fixing it, she was like continuing to sing like she does because she's so professional.
Yes.
But it was so funny because the words she was singing was, "I should not be left to my own devices. I end up in crisis."
The timing,
like for
is
real,
incredible.
The timing with that and like, "But Daddy, I love him."
Yeah.
Like
you couldn't even plan that.
No, you couldn't.
It's so funny. Okay, now we're jumping into kind of a bigger section of forgotten lyrics.
Oh yes.
During surprise song sets. And there were quite a few. I don't even know if I got them all, to be honest. But
that's okay.
Just some of the more main ones. So at the beginning of tour, when she had like quote unquote rules for the surprise song set, one of them was if she messed, because it was like she never repeated, but if she did mess one up, then she could like repeat it again later. So people would get honestly kind of excited when she'd mess it up, because then they're like, ooh, now she gets to repeat it another time.
And I even remember people were like wondering if she'd purposely messed some of them up. So like I think she purposely messed it up so she could do it again.
Yeah, that's so funny. So yeah, it definitely happened more than once. So one of the times was actually when she had Aaron Dessner come out on stage with her to sing one of my current favorite songs, Right Where You Left Me. I am so obsessed with that song from Evermore. And she even like prefaced, I'm pretty sure, before they started singing. She's like, this bridge is insane. Like,
I mean, yeah.
I've been practicing for weeks. Let's like see if I can do this, which is like kind of cute.
It's so cute. Like it's fun to be like, oh, Taylor Swift practices. Like obviously.
And messes up.
But like,
yeah, she's just out here
cool.
doing her best.
Yeah.
We love her best. We also love her not best. Her errors.
Her trying.
So she like totally messed up during the bridge. I think just like got, you know.
Well, she probably was in her head too. Like when you're like, okay, I practiced this a lot. I know I can do this. I know I can do this. And then you get up there and you're like, I know.
So then she says, I knew it. It was too good to be true. And then she said that she like tried again a second time and she just like pushed through. She like, I think she messed up again.
Yeah.
And she just was like, whatever, and just like kept going. Just so funny. And then she also messed up when she sang Speak Now in Tampa night 1, and also when Emma Falls in Love, Kansas City night 1. It's really funny because she messed up on surprise songs night 1 and night 2 in Kansas City.
Oh, interesting.
And people like think it's kind of cute. I mean, it's not an invisible string, but people were like, she was so flustered in Kansas City and she didn't even know why. Because she messed up when she sang When Emma Falls in Love night 1, and then night 2 when she was singing Last Kiss, she messed up twice.
Wow, I don't remember that.
Yeah. So she said, she was like, oh my gosh, the words. We have this rule on this tour where if I mess up a song that I have to play it again some other time on tour so that I can avenge myself. And then she was like, I got too excited. Will you allow me the honor of starting over? So then she starts over and she messes up again. And she's like, oh my gosh, no, those are the right lyrics. I swear that I will not mess up again. Oh my gosh, this one. I love this one. Why am I doing this to this song?
And I'm sure that song she has played.
Yes.
A ton.
So much.
Kate, you probably don't remember this. Did she play that one again by itself?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to say I know for sure, but
the only other time she played it with Gracie?
Maybe.
Because that was
a long
time later.
But also
so incredible.
Yeah. I mean, almost a year. Like July was Kansas City, early July of 2023, and then she did it with Gracie like November, the very end of tour.
Yeah. Wow. I'm curious. Who knows? Crazy. I always think this when we're always like, I don't know. I'm always like, there is somebody listening to this right now
that
screaming
knows the answer
at us.
Yes.
Like, no, it was this. And
like
this
someone that was there that had heard it as theirs.
Yeah, exactly. And
like, comment on YouTube
let
or
us
whatever.
Know. Let us know.
Yes, let us know. And then she messed up Out of the Woods, Nashville Night 2, Gorgeous, Atlanta Night 2, Gold Rush, Philly Night 1, Question, Foxborough Night 2, which I am surprised by because I'm pretty sure that's the Maddie Healy
that's what I was just thinking.
That like we've talked about where we thought it was like
weird
pointed towards Maddie because that was when she did her speech of like I'm so happy and all that stuff. So yeah, she totally messed up during that song, which is
interesting.
I guess she was flustered as well.
Apparently these boys just
she also messed up on Hits Different, Chicago Night 2.
Okay.
And then another interesting one.
We love interesting ones.
Was in Tokyo in February of 2024. She sang Dear Reader. And this one is interesting because she sang incorrect lyrics, but she didn't acknowledge at all that she messed up. So people wondered if it was like an intentional lyrical change or if she was like unaware. Yeah. Like maybe it was like a previous version
I was gonna say,
type thing situation. But she said, let's see, I'm reading it here. She said, instead of saying these desperate prayers of a cursed man, she said these restless tears of a cursed man.
I bet that. I was gonna say, I wonder if that's an old version.
People also wondered if it was like an Easter egg or like a potential nod to like Tortured Poets Department because that was right before she announced or probably right after she announced the new album. But
so maybe, but I feel like Desperate Prayers of a Cursed Man and Restless Tears, like either one of them like could fit for Tortured Poets. I don't know.
So I feel like where she didn't acknowledge it, I could totally see it just being like one of the versions that she edited. Yeah. That one's kind of fun.
I love stuff like that. Very, very interesting.
The mystery.
I know. Add it to the things I need list of what I need to ask Taylor Swift one day when I meet her.
Like you wonder if you like asked her like, you totally messed up, that she'd be like, I did. Maybe, you know?
She probably could. Yeah. Wow. That's kind of cool. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay, we have two more, right? Two more things we're going to talk about. Yes. Yeah. So this is my last one that we were going to bring up. So this is the broken piano, broken instrument. So they had that insane rain show in Foxborough, and it just like, I mean, it was insane. I'm surprised that the piano, they even like tried to use that.
I know.
Again, honestly, like that rain show is insane. But all of a sudden, like the piano just started like playing randomly. Yeah. And like she wasn't like, doing anything.
It's her. Yeah. She'd like hold her hands up. She's like,
this is not me. Well, and that's what, so I'm going to read this. So she said, here's what happened. So it rained a lot last night, like a monsoon. To be exact, it rained for 3.5 hours straight and it just kept getting more and more rain. Literally, it was like a water park under the stage. You have no idea. Which is kind of fun to like. Yeah. I didn't realize that under the stage got so much too, but I guess it makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, so then like the piano was like starting to play unprompted. And so then like Taylor turns to the crowd and she goes, did you hear that? Like, do you hear the piano? Like, and like you said, like she's like lifting her hands up, like this was not me. And so she eventually just decided like I'm switching plans, like, and I think she just like went and played a second guitar song. Yeah. Right. And she's like, okay, I'm just gonna do another song on the guitar. Like that's insane.
That would be a really fun show to say you were at.
Yes.
Even though I would have been sad to miss her on the piano because Taylor Swift at the piano is basically my favorite thing ever. Yeah. But what a fun memory.
Yes. It's so cool. Yeah. Well, and then Milan Night 2, the piano like malfunction, making that hissing sound. And so many people were like, Rep TV.
It's a Rep Easter egg. That's what people thought that about a lot of the piano glitches. Yeah. They're like, this is on purpose. This is an Easter egg, which I mean,
it wouldn't put I wouldn't put it past her to do that. But she did just say, like, we have finally broken this thing. As she lifted the lid on the piano and like looked inside, and she was just like, yep. And then like a crew member came out and like helped fix it or whatever. But then they got a new one, right?
Yes.
I was gonna say she got a new piano. Oh, and then Sydney night 2, there were like synth sounds coming from the piano, and they fixed it and then played New Year's Day. And again, people were like, Rep TV.
Yeah.
Rep TV.
Yeah. Like synth is like 1989.
Yeah.
Then what comes after 1989? Reputation. And
New Year's Day.
New Year's Day. Oh my gosh. That one is like pretty. You're like, that seems,
like it could.
That's
I
weird.
know. That's the thing, is like there are so many rep Easter eggs. Well, things that we have turned into rep Easter eggs because they just make such good sense.
Yes.
Like, I'm like, there is no way these are accidents.
Yeah.
They're too spot on.
And now that we have been clowning for rep as long as we have, and the Eras tour is over and nothing still has happened, I feel like I have to just erase all Reputation Easter eggs from my brain.
Yeah.
And like start fresh, start new. I'm like, well, none of them meant anything. The gold bodysuit meant nothing.
Oh.
You know? Like I did something bad, meant nothing.
I was listening to I Did Something Bad Today, and I thought of that. I actually was like, remember when this started and Jess was there? And I was like, oh my gosh, is she there for a Rep TV announcement?
Nope.
No, because like I was for sure, like when she plays the song, she's announcing Rep TV.
Because she waited almost a year and a half.
And that's the thing. Why did you wait, Taylor?
Why?
She
said at our show she was waiting for the right crowd, and I'm like, yeah, right. Like,
I know.
All the crowds are great.
I know.
Why today?
Yeah.
Why? Because that song is so fun, and she proceeded to play it 2 more times mashed up with other stuff, and it's like, why did you wait so long to play that one?
And like she says that, like, I'm waiting for the right crowd. But don't you think she practiced that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, it was totally premeditated.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, why did you say that? Like, the whole thing.
No, she just did it on a whim, and she knew I was there.
She was
she knew I'd lose my mind.
A co-host of Typical Tuesday Night
And
podcast.
she played it for me. That's really...
I'm here for it.
No. Oh, my gosh.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that would never happen. Okay, the last thing was one of the last Eras tour moments. The Tortured Poets stage broke. She was doing, was it mid? It was mid. Who's Afraid of Little Old Me? Her little platform that she stands on, that like her Roomba that zooms around the stage while she's singing, it broke. And so she had to just get off of it, and she totally improvised. Like, this was such a professional.
Yes.
And the dancers probably had to improvise too.
Oh, yeah.
Because the whole thing was going to be different. And yeah, it stopped moving, and she just had to kind of like run around the stage instead of like ride this. Yeah. And so she had to improvise for that, and then kind of for down bad as well.
Yeah.
But this blew my mind when I was looking at the Eras Tour book from Target. When it tells you that there is a person inside.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Of the Roomba.
That was like the biggest shock
operating
from that book.
I'm like, what? Someone is inside that? So it just like makes me kind of giggle when I think of like when it stopped, and the person inside is probably like, oh crap. Like, what's going on? Like,
because I would not want to be the one that is like messing something up for Taylor Swift.
Stuck in here.
Even though I'm sure she's so nice about it.
And it probably had nothing to do with him.
Yes.
But he's just like, this is not working right now.
I would
There's
be
just
so
this little guy in a little box. It's just like, what is going on? And as soon as that's over and he like gets out of it or whatever, they're all just like laughing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like funny, but
so funny.
In the moment, extremely stressful.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that wraps up our Eras tour. Did I say Eras tour or Errors? I think I said Eras.
It's all the same.
Our Errors tour. That is hard to say. Wrap up.
Yeah.
Episode. It was fun because I think when we did our like actual Eras, now I almost said Eras again. Our actual Eras tour like roundup, we were talking about how we needed an Eras tour episode, and so many of you like messaged us like, please do an Eras tour episode, and it was fun.
It was so fun.
I loved it. So It's good.
Yeah. So tune in next week because we have a super fun series that we're starting. We do a couple series a year.
Yeah.
Some other series we've done, obviously Tortured Poets, 1989. We've also done Reputation, and Folklore is the last one we just did. And they're so fun. And I feel like we take a big break. Like we don't like to do series over like the holidays and all that. And we kind of get back into it after the new year has started. So we're super excited to bring a new series for you guys. I think it's going to be a
really good one too.
It's going to be really fun. Yeah. So make sure you come back next week to see what it is.
And I want you guys to comment wherever you're listening. If you want to send us a text, click that button. Comment on Spotify, comment on YouTube. What you think the series is going to be. I want to see if anybody guesses it.
Yes.
I think that would be really fun.
That would be fun.
So.
Okay, well, thanks for tuning in, and hopefully you didn't experience any glitches, brief interruptions, or slight malfunctions while listening to today's episode. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.